Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Smishek's Custom Baits. Rick Smishek here. Today, we're going to continue the house color uh, uh, playlist. Um, and I've already done all of the solid colors. And so today, we're going to start with the laminates. Right? And today and next week are going to be Spanish treasure theme stuff. Okay. Today, it's going to be Pieces of 8 is the name of the color. Next week, it'll be doubloons. Right now, I'm bringing the plastisol up to temperature. Um, I was going to tell you how I came up with this idea to do the Spanish stuff, but I don't even remember. I don't remember how I did that. I was probably out on a walk and thinking, trying to figure out what to make, and it probably just popped in my head. But I think both colors will catch fish. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just get that started. I have my liquid motivation, otherwise known as coffee, with me. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll finish getting that up and we'll show you what we're doing. All right, you can see my plastisol is a little bit yellow. Well, it's kind of yellow. The other cup is even more yellow. And it's interesting that this stuff turned yellow before I ever even, or started turning yellow before I ever even got it to 350 degrees. They were starting to turn yellow around 300. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, because it shouldn't do that. It should only turn yellow if you overheat it. But that isn't going to make a lot of difference here. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to put in some powder. This is going to be the back. Okay. Now, it's a black pearl. Okay. Now you might be wondering, well, what does black have to do with Spanish treasure? With Pieces of 8, a silver coin that the Spanish made by, well, lots and lots of them. Okay. Well, if you've ever watched treasure hunters bringing up coins from a sunken Spanish galleon, you'll notice that that they all have corrosion on them, and that corrosion is black that needs to be cleaned off. So this one has the black to represent that. Okay, and see, you can't tell that this was yellow. Okay, all right, which is cool. But it does kind of annoy me just a little bit that this stuff is starting to yellow before I ever even get it up to temperature. Okay, now for glitter, we're going to use this silver. We're going to use a silver on the bottom too. It's just going to be smaller. I'll have to do some checking and see why. See if I can figure out why it's turning yellow, because it didn't used to do that. But why it's turning yellow before I even get it up to temperature. So, and it might just have to do with the age of this plastisol. I've had this plastisol for a little while. Which, if that's the case, I have 2 more unopened 5-gallon buckets full of this exact same stuff. Okay. So it might be a while before I change. Might just have to live with the turning yellow for a while. See, there we go. See, this is gonna be. Wait till you guys see this in a laminate. Okay. All right. Let me get the other cup. You see that one? That one's even darker. It's almost an orange color, which seems kind of lame. All right, so I had to cook another cup of plastisol because this happened. Yeah, this has a 1/4 teaspoon of white pearl powder in it and 11 drops of white colorant. All right, and it still is orange. Okay, what I think is going on, I suspect is going on with this plastisol, is that I'm cooking it in a different environment different sort of climate. It's a lot more. There's a lot more humidity here in Lincoln, Nebraska than there was in Denver, and I think that has something to do with the how I was cooking the plastisol and why it was turning yellow so quickly. That orange stuff you saw, I cooked. It was starting to turn yellow before I even got to 300 degrees. But this time I walked the temperatures up a lot more carefully. Okay, and you can see we still have a little bit of discoloration, which you won't see in. You won't see that in a darker color like the black or pretty much any color other than the white. Um, it's just not going to happen. But I'm going to just try to make this a little whiter. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 drops, and we're going to leave it at that. No matter how it comes out, we're just going to leave it at that. Okay. This is to make it a little more white like it should be. And that has helped quite a bit, actually. There's a little piece of something in there, whatever. If I was going back down, I was losing it. There we go. That actually does not look too bad at all. Okay. It's a little bit off color still, but it'll work. And I'm probably going to try a different brand of plastisol. All right. Next time when I buy more. Okay. 015. 1 scoop of that stuff. But yeah, you don't really notice the discoloration of the plastisol in anything other than the white. And look at that. So we've got, I like the small glitter in the silver because I think it represents fish scales pretty well. The flash from a live fish, especially if you're going to make like a rainbow trout color. All right, let me get these colors brought back up to temperature, and we'll shoot them into a mold or several molds. All right, I've got both colors up to temperature, so let's go ahead and shoot the molds. I've got the 7-inch ribbon tail, a 4-inch drop shot worm that is no longer on the Enforcer Bait Molds website, and I also have a 2.5-inch jerk bait. So here we go. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure all the air is out. There we go. Had a couple air bubbles on in both tubes. We'll do the ribbon tail first, since it's the biggest mold. We use the most plastic here. And she's full. Nice slow shot. I'm going to top off that mold a little bit. Okay. Now we'll do the drop shot worm. There we go. That one's full. We'll let pressure just a little bit. And our blending block is starting to cool off enough to seize up. The jerkbait is full now too, and topped off. Right. Let's go ahead and evacuate this plastic. Yeah, it's all getting pretty stiff pretty quick there. All right, let's give this a minute, and we'll open up the molds. All right, let's go ahead and start opening some molds. This is my favorite part of the whole process, is seeing how everything turned out. Okay. Here we go. You have that darker color on top for the to represent the corrosion on those pieces of 8 as they bring them up off the ocean floor, and then the silver part. Okay. And this mold here is from Bass Tackle, and it always laminates beautifully, and so does this one really. Okay. This is that drop shot, and I'm getting better at not looking over the camera and holding stuff up like this. So there we go. And then here's that little jerk bait. This mold shoots really nice too. I'll trim off the gates there later. But this is how they come out of the mold. Right? And Bob's your uncle again. So that's it for today's video. I thought of something else that might explain the yellowing of the plastisol as I'm cooking it, because this time it started yellow at like 300 degrees, and it shouldn't. Heat stabilizer. So next time we'll put in some heat stabilizer. We'll see what happens. There's a real good chance, the more I think about it, that this is exactly what the issue is, or how to fix the issue, because because it's yellowing so early. This stuff is actually in the plastisol, but it must not stay effective forever while it's in there. But we'll check that out next week. So if you liked what you saw today, hit the like button, please. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Yeah, we're getting there on the subscribers. They're good job, guys. Thank you. And we're also getting there on time watch a lot quicker than I thought we would. Still have quite a ways to go on that, but that's okay. We'll make it. And share. The few of you share, which is fantastic. Thank you very much. If we get a few more of you to share, they'd be even more fantastic. And I know it's a pipe dream, but because it's never going to get it, we're never going to get everybody to share. But if we could get everybody to share, that'd be like super great, fantastic, kind of great. But that's okay. We take what you guys give us. And with that said, tight lines, calm waters, and God bless.